Hello, family. Thank you for tuning in to Wholesome Revolution. You got your host, Prince and Sandra Sejanfi here. And this morning, our conversation is centered on harmony with each other. Harmony between all of us. Is that a possibility? Is that something we can all do? This is our conversation this morning. Thank you once again. And when we come on this program, we are all encouraged to think on these things. Things which are wonderful, which are exciting, which are liberating, which are empowering, every good and perfect thing, because that is how our makeup is. We were created very good, and so we thrive on the good. That is why we are encouraged and admonished to think on good things. So this is our conversation this morning. Thank you for joining in. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
Enjoy. Good one. Awesome. Yes, I know you're going to enjoy it, and I know you're already enjoying yourself, and we are going to enjoy that which you're going to be discussing. You would want to read a scripture, and then you take it from there, please.
Right. This is Romans 12, 16 to 18. Romans 12, 16 to 18. And I read from the Mirror translation of the Bible. It says, "Esteem everyone with the same respect. No one is more important than the other. Associate yourself rather with the lowly than with the lofty. Do not distance yourself from others in your own mind.
In your own mind.
Two wrongs do not make a right.
No.
Never retaliate. Instead, cultivate the attitude to anticipate only beauty and value in every person you encounter. You have within you what it takes to be everyone's friend, regardless of how they treat you." I repeat that. You have within you what it takes to be everyone's friend, regardless of how they treat you. Awesome.
Beautiful. The 17, the J.B. Phillips version says, "Take a real interest in ordinary people." I'll say, ordinary here, it does mean the people are second class or third class.
No.
Next person, the other person. And again, maybe a person might not be a family member. That is how I see it. Anyway, so this morning, like we said, we're talking about harmony with each other. How to live in sync, with each other, with our cosmos, and also with each other, and the need for us to be able to engage in that harmony, in that synchronicity with ourselves first. We talked about the last 2 weeks, and also with each other. And sometimes, when people begin to go this way, you hear people like, "Oh, please don't be religious," or this goody talk and all that. Let's face it, we live in a real world. People are bad, people are this, and all that. But you see, the benefits and the blessings that we, or you as a person, your family, your home would enjoy, if you are to know how human system works and how community is meant to work. You probably sit back and say, "Boy, what have I been doing to myself? What have I been contributing to my society?" The truth of the matter is that, everything that has been created has functions on certain principles. And God has created you and created me in a way, society, all of us, the 8 billion, that we function effectively, we function powerfully when we are connected. When we are connected, we are meant to be, we are connected species. Are you with me? So anything that tries to separate us in terms of class, in terms of education, in terms of religion, please, it is really weakening our resolve. It is really weakening, the centrality of who it is that you are meant to be, really. Let's face it. Anytime you and I hear wars or societal ills, or we hear upheavals and all these kind of challenges and all that, we all feel a bit down, a bit sad, a bit cold and all that. It tells you, what? Society is not meant to be kicking each other, be fighting each other. And here we've been told that, we have within us to be able to live as friends, We have willingness to be able to live in peace. And like I said, sometimes when some of these things are said, if you don't take you go, oh, but this person doesn't like me, or what if somebody doesn't like you? What if somebody really, really hates you? What if somebody really, 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 really hates you? Are you gonna force yourself on them? And no, that will get there. So please, it is important that we kind of think about some of these things, and if you like, sit back and reflect, so that we never get divided. Isn't it never divided on any grounds? God never created us to be divided on religion. I mean, please, let's think about it. Let's think about it. It's because that person goes to church, that one doesn't go to church, and it's bringing division, and you think God is party to this? I'm looking at you because you're an unbeliever or you're a believer. I mean, you see, sometimes I think we've made mess of certain things, but thank God that He's renewing, He's causing us to wake up to the realities of how things are meant to function, how things are meant to be. We are busy looking at who is in and who is out. And these things, don't really occur well. You see, most confusion that we see around us, I say to people, please, let's not do band-aiding ministry. Let's not do band-aiding solution. Because band-aiding solution is temporal. But then when you go to the root of it, and let's guess what the root of some of the issues that goes on in our world is because society is not in harmony with itself. And human beings are not in harmony with each other. But that's why it's so important for us to continue to be in harmony. And God is so amazing, He's so smart, He's so good, that He says, as it is in heaven, so also must it be, so also it is here on earth. What does it
your will be on
done?
earth, even as it is in heaven.
And what is the will of the Father? The will of the Father is that they are together. Father, Son, Holy Spirit are together. The will of the Father is Jesus, and you are the will of the Father.
That's right.
I am. So all of us. See, listen, we are family. Human beings are family. We are family.
Yes.
It's here that we are big family. Please, let's go.
Yeah.
We are big family.
Yes, we are.
We are called human beings or human species or God's embodied suit. That's who we are. But you see, the divisions and the demarcations on gender lines, on political lines, on educational lines and class lines, they are not helpful at all. But we need to, of course, wake up to the realities of who it is that we are, so that we'll be able to enjoy ourselves. Now, let me. When biologists will tell us that there's something called biomimicry, and in fact, in simple language, in fact, what it says is that nature teaches us, or some things are patterned after nature. For example, there was this beautiful bird that when the engineers in Japan looked at this bird and upon the sight of the bird and how it looks, they created a train. They built a train according to how that bird looked. Are you with me, or looks? And then even aircraft. You see how it's in the air? The concept also came from birds. How birds fly, and some of them are big, but they never fall. You see, so when nature is teaching, nature is informing us, and of course we're building from nature. That's what biomimicry. In that sense, what they're saying is that every human being has got, according to biology, about 50 trillion cells in us. This skin, as I'm sitting here, I've got 50 trillion cells. Wow. And even though these men, you might think, they're just roaming about. No. According to biology, they are a community, and they work in harmony. Mm-hmm. Anytime they begin to fight each other, something happens, and I'll tell you that as we go on. And according to biology, these cells that are under our skin, they have their own health care system. Mm-hmm. They have their own economic or bank system. In fact, they have their own currency called ATP. They have their own governance. They have every other thing. According to biology, sometimes when, for example, you and I just know, I was hurting, but it's gone. What happens is that when this part is hurting, the cells that are operating here call for reinforcement. And so when these reinforcement cells come, they come and they fix this. They are in sync with each other. They are 50 trillion. How many are we? Well, 7 billion, 7.5, 8 billion. We are not even half. Are you with me? But they get on so well. And so we are, in the mind of God, So human society, to me, is functioned according to the presence of cells in our body that we know have been mentioned by mimicry. So we mimic the function of these cells in the body. Don't we have currencies? Don't we have our banks? Don't we have our governances? We have all these things. Where do we get them from? See, God is so smart. We got them from the operation of the cells in the body. So close. Anytime they fight, like I said, something happens. Are you with me? So it is so important that we all get in sync, we all get in harmony with each other. For the blessings and the benefits of it, you can't even count them. Now, I'm just gonna say this, and then you come in. This is what I'm gonna say. Now, hear this. When you have a child, and I'll come to the effect of when the cells are fighting and all that. When you have a child, 1 year, 2 years, and they go to school, or they play with their mates. Have you ever heard them say, "Oh, this child has hurt me. I'm so disappointed in this child, so I'm not going to talk to them." Or, "This child is my enemy. I mean, he wants my downfall. He wants me to." Have you ever heard kids speaking like that? No. Why? They haven't learned the language yet. Thank you. In other words, kids, all of us were born into heaven, and we learn certain things that we have no business learning here on the face of this earth. Are you with me? They haven't learned the language yet. And so this. Thank you for that. So this is what it means. So it means we have learned certain languages, certain things that we need to learn. You know what? In addition to learning language, you know what you've done. You see, God created us in His image and also in His likeness. But you know what you've done over the years? We've built and are protecting our own built image. For all the built, I'm trying to protect it. And so we built images, and you are protecting the images. That is why when that's why we can say things like, "Somebody doesn't like me." You know what he doesn't like? Do you know why you saw that he doesn't like you? Because of the image that you built over the years. That image can see who doesn't like it. Because that image is trying to portray itself as, "I am this, I am that, and I'm the other." And that image speaks language contrary to the language that God has given to us, or that the Maker has given to us, or that even your true nature, if I let me put it that way, that your true nature has given to you. Are you with me? So it is important that that is why we teach and talk about the fact that we have to continue to unlearn. And how do you do it? You do it by investing your time, your money, and now that on things that are good, on things that cause you to be able to be at the center of if you like, of your own being, and also the center of how God has created us. And that is one of peace, one of joy, one of harmony. If so that is what it is. All these built images, He said to Adam, "Who told you are naked?" That's why the whole thing. That's where the lie began. So through lies, you built images that we are trying to protect. That's why we can come across. "Do you know me? I am this." No, I know you. Of course, I know you. And then some people say that. Do you know what they mean? Do you know the image that I've built over the years? I know you. You're a child of God. You're like me. I'm not read it. Nobody's better than anybody. But Pastor, you don't say this. No. There are millionaires, there are billionaires, there are academics, there are bishops, there are this, and they are better than these ones. That's a big fat lie. You don't look through your beingness. It's not defined by what your society, what you've learned, what you achieved. Please, I believe in this. Every improvement, we name them. But when it comes to who I am, I don't have to define myself by any of those things. I repeat, when it comes to who I truly am, I didn't have to attach them to things that I've built. But unfortunately, that's how people look at themselves and also look at others. And so I can say to you, "I'm better than you because I'm a man and a woman." Or maybe I have this money, or I have this education, I have this background. No. These are things that kind of cause some of these issues around us, and then it has its own problem. Like we said about the cells work in harmony. The moment they begin to fight each other, it creates a disease that is called autoimmune disease. I'll come back to that. Please go ahead and then also share with us.
So, which tells me that when we are conscious of the truth, of our being, then we're able to enjoy this peace that we are talking about. Because we all know that God is a spirit, and we are also spirit beings, slowed down to visibility. And so, you know what? Deep within us, we have what it takes to be friends with all. Deep within us, we have what it takes to be at peace with all men, to live in peace with all men and women, everybody. And so we have it within ourselves. We have it. We are capable. And this is the truth about our being. So when we are conscious of it, when we are waking to it, you know what? We just live it. We just enjoy it. We just express it. And this is the truth of our being.
I was talking to a gentleman a few days ago, and then he said to me, and I said I'll share some of these things with him. Like these days, personally, I've come to a place where I don't look at things through, oh, I'm a man, or through, I'm a pastor, or through, I am this or I am that. I look at things, and I don't look at other people through the lens of, are you a Christian? Are you a Buddhist? Are you a Hindu? Are you this? Are you that? Are you a professor? No. I look at people through the lens of, are you one of me? Are you a human being? And I look at nature as such. They are nature created by God, and the nature helps me, the tree helps me, the water helps me, the fish help me, and all that. And he said to me, Pastor, do you know this is not you are learning now? Do you know you've always known this? I said, what do you mean? He said, you've known this. You were deceived. You were taught otherwise, and now you're waking up to your real self. You're waking up to that which you have always known. Just as somebody lied to you, and so you started buying into lies about, I am this, I am that, I am the other. And so if you are not this, you are not my this and this and that. I said, wow. He said, yes. Listen, anything good that you all come to kind of be aware of, it's not new. They are all, that's, in fact, from when I was, he said to me, now when you were a child, you see, you knew all this, didn't you? That's why you could walk, you could play with your friends. That's why you didn't get angry with whoever said to you your head was big. You laughed over it because to you, if your head was big, no big deal. But as
the following day and play again.
Play again. You come at the following day and play again. But when we get older and somebody lies to us and we all learn things that are not right, then I begin to separate myself from those who like me, those who speak well of me, or you like me. If you don't speak of me, you don't like me. But then I'm coming back to my Genesis that says, you know what? To me, sometimes I really don't believe, we feel, what do you mean enemy? No, you can't be my enemy. No, nobody's my enemy. No. You mean to tell me, so who can be an enemy of the spirit? My true identity or my true self, you can't be an enemy to God. It doesn't exist. You know, some people, enemies of God doesn't have any enemy.
No way.
It doesn't exist, my friend. God doesn't have any enemy. It's the image. See, sometimes we pray from the image that we built. Yeah. That's why we can say somebody's man, because you built on ego or images that you're trying to protect. And so, you know, you speak even about that ego or that image, you don't like me. But your true self can never be hated. So how did you even know that the person didn't like you? Because you've been taught. And so you walk about perceiving and interpreting as such. Are you with me? People, see, this is not just some teaching position somewhere. This is it. See, sometimes the issue in our society, we try to deal with it, cutting the effect. But let's go to the root. And the root is, let's all say to ourselves, you are human beings to start with. Religion, gender, class, regardless, we are human beings. And let's continue to see each other. I'm not preaching socialism. This is it. So long as, of course, go ahead and have a lot of money if you like. Go ahead and do everything you want to do. But at the back of your mind, in your consciousness, in your subconsciousness, money, no money, education, no education, pastor, no pastor, what all of us have in common. And that is what it is. You say in common. So it means you have something in common and some things you have not common. So you have two classes, aren't we? Something in common and something you don't have in common. We have everything in common. We are meant to operate from the commonness. And that says we are all human beings. Or we are all gods in bodily suit. Please knock off this religious crap. Knock off these things that say, oh, he's not a Christian. Come off it. Don't look at people through those lenses. He's not a Christian, so I'm trying to go and convert him. Convert yourself by the way you think. Think in line of how God has created you and I to think. And think, how do you think? You think on these things that are noble, things that are peaceful, things that are accommodating, things that are cement oneness, things that, build each other up. This is how we need to think. And it will help us a great deal. Yes, I'm aware of what goes on in society, but if it starts with you, it starts with me, and we begin to look at people through human beings, and we are one, and to help you how even you look at the other person. and to help your own system and help human society. We are all crying for peace. We are all crying for joy. We are all crying, but I tell you, these are some of the things that we've left that we need to go back to. As a child, you saw things through very peaceful way, like Jesus said. Anybody can he picked the child and said, if you want to enter into the kingdom, be like what?
One of these.
One of these. And you know what? The word was innocence. The word was trust. The word was we are each other's keeper. The word was that's what children think. I'm with you, you are with me. One of these. And then you can be able to manifest the kingdom dynamics. You understand? And please help us and I'll come back. Yeah.
So this really wakes us up to the truth, which has always been. So we just get our consciousness alive to the truth. And when we do that, like I said, we just enjoy the peace, we enjoy the joy, we enjoy the love, we enjoy everything good and perfect which God has created us with and us with. So we just enjoy it when we wake up to that consciousness, when we wake up to that truth of our nature, of our identity. I think it's to me it's very simple.
Oh,
it's
very
basic,
simple.
really.
Yes, on point. On point. So my dear friend, my dear Christian brother, my dear Christian, my dear pastor friend, please, may we come off this enemy business. And maybe that's 10 signs of knowing who your enemy is. You don't have any enemy.
Well, except the one you create.
Except the one you create yourself. And except the one that when you were growing up, somebody preached to you. Somebody wrote a book about, somebody interpreted the scripture to say this is a sign of an enemy. That's what you bought into. And guess what he's doing? That's what I'm saying this. I keep saying this. Please, let's not preach some of these preachings that causes people to see others as enemies, and then tomorrow we come and we pray for the peace of the world. We are joking. You see, you create a problem ignorantly and you want to solve. I mean, you know, it's like you're always trying to deal with the effects. We're always trying to deal with the aftermath. But we are ignorantly, we are the ones creating it. Because when you stand there and preach enemies, guess what? When I go out, I'm looking at, do you like me? Are you my enemy? Have they sent you to come and disturb me? That's what I'm going to look out for. So if you insult me, you're my enemy. And so when I come to church and you tell me, those that want your downfall, I mean, so I think that is this God, if God created us and is so big, I say, no, it's real. And then he leaves me for people to just destroy me. No, nobody's even out to destroy me anyway. There's nobody out there to destroy me. I create enemies in my head. And I create friends also in my head. It's very important. So please.
I think that's why we are admonished to think on these things, you see. Things which are lovely, things which are of good report. So, I mean, enemy thinking, nah.
Create enemy results.
Nah.
And you don't like it. You don't need it. You see, when we were talking, we said, we made mention by micro and how cells function in a human body. This is just, you know, surface. I mean, science values can go deeper than what I'm saying, but you know. But of course, I'm just brevity of time. That's what we're sharing. Now, when the cells begin to fight, here it is. It creates what they call autoimmune disease. Now, let me just read from here. Autoimmune disease occurs when the body recognizes our own cells as harmful and initiates an inappropriate immune response. When the cells, all of a sudden they read, you're not one of us, and they begin to fight each other, that is where autoimmune disease start taking place. And here it is. It says autoimmune disease leads to a wide variety of symptoms. There are about 88 of them, ranging from fatigue, muscle pain, weight gain, weight loss, to the destruction of the body, of the body tissue. And I guess the fabric of society get hit when we, the cells, she's a cell, well, she got 8 trillion in her, but the whole thing is a cell. I am a cell, and we live in a community. Like the 50 trillion live in a community. We, 8 billion cells, we live in a community. And that community is the cosmos, is the world, and the things around us. And as you go on to complement each other, as you go on to build each other up, as you go on to be a blessing to each other, we live in harmony and the body functions appropriately. When somebody even goes wrong with this cell, we go to support this cell. When this cell doesn't need money, we go and give money to this cell so that the cell can function properly. That is why I believe that this, the apex or the centrality of the gospel message, the preaching, the gospel message, Christ himself, is to celebrate, is to uplift, is uphold human dignity.
That's right.
These cells that they are in there, they want to build, they want to keep in harmony, they want to enjoy themselves. There's a structure, they love peace. They don't want you to be sick. So when you are sick, they rush to go and help that cell that is, is dysfunctional, so that, it gets healed and restored. So the gospel message, you see, that is what it is. Now it is meant to build up. It's meant to celebrate human dignity.
That's right. It's an announcement of peace.
Announcement of peace and joy and building of your dignity and also my dignity.
That's right.
Hear this. Now remember, humans are like a community of cells in a body, as we've talked about. What works best for us is cooperation, not competition. It's cooperation, not competition. But sometimes what do? I'm just going to say what works best for us. Please improve yourself, build yourself up. But in the midst of the building yourself up or whatever thing you want to do, never believe for a second that you are better than anybody. No. We don't do all that. Number 2, compliment, not criticism. What did I say earlier on? The centrality of the gospel message or the apex of the message is to build, is to celebrate, is to uplift human dignity.
That's right.
And so what works best for human, this whole 8 billion cells, what works best for us, like I've said, is cooperation, not competition. Compliment, not criticism. Jubilation, that is celebration each other's uniqueness, not being judgmental. And so when, in the name of God, we are judging, in the name of our own egos, we are feeling that person is not this, or that person is this, or sometimes people say things like somebody is good for nothing. Hello? Good for nothing. Or this, all those that want me dead, may God punish them. Punish who? Please, I beg. Let's understand some of these things. God is not some murderer somewhere, murdering your enemies, the one that you created. Please, pastors, teachers, all of us, everybody, let's think on some of these things. And with this, all of us will be able to live in harmony. I come from the south of the country, that one come from the north of the country, or northerners are this. So, no. That is why it's not helping us, don't put it that way. That's why it's not helping us. Don't look at people through northerner, or southerner, or easterner, or westerner. No. Through the layers or the lenses of humanity. One Father, one Father of all humanity, one love, one peace, one joy, one God.
That's right.
And that will happen. You see a Christian, stop this. You see a Christian, so what? Don't look at people through any other lens, but through the lens of a human being. And please, there's no either ego. There's only one ego. That's the ego image of God. That's right. The one that you try to protect is the one that, when somebody says something that you don't like, because you've built some ego or some image that you're trying to have to protect. That's what it is. And I pray that, we all continue to feast on the riches of God's grace and on good news, so that our systems will be recalibrated, so that we'll be able to then receive people as they are, and just the image of God that we are in us will thrive, and any other ego that's been built over time through exposure, through things, will melt away, all because of the information, because of the feasting of good news, feasting of blessings, and as we see see people the way that God sees them. Oh, I'm just loving this.
Yes. So cooperation, complementing each other.
Yes.
Celebrating each other's uniqueness. See, this is all
cooperation, complement, jubilation.
Celebrating each other's uniqueness.
Yeah.
It's so important. And we love peace. And so we'll continue to live in peace, enjoy peace, and express peace.
We are all one big human family.
That's right.
Our Father is one. One Father, one brother, one God, one human being, all together. Nothing separates us. Shalom. Enjoy your week and enjoy each other.
Peace.
Peace.